Not a YouTuber, just like making videos. And a lot of people are not going to like this video. A lot of men are not going to like this video. But you know what? I don't give a good goddamn. I told people that my channel, I really don't have an agenda. I may make a video going in on the white man. I may make a video going in on black women. I may make a video going in on white women, you know, and make a video going against a black man, the pro-blacks, the bootlickers or whatever. My opinion is not in anybody's pocket. I can't marginalize myself to simply one agenda. And we're going to talk about black men. We're going to talk about these crustaceans. When I talk about crustaceans, I'm not talking about that old, you know, the worn out talk of black men are crabs in the barrels. I'm talking about black men who are kind of, they're spineless, they're invertebrates that live under a woman. You know, kind of like a shellfish. You know, a shellfish, they shed out their shell and they got to find something else to live in or whatever, some rock or something, you know what I'm saying, for sanctuary, you know, for sanctum, or, you know, things of that nature. That's what I'm going to talk about. Exactly what I'm going to talk about in this video. Because in the black community, in the so-called black community, if you're going to call it a community, it is a culture. We can't sit back and say that, oh, there's this small group of black men doing this and these black women are stupid because they don't know how to pick the right person or whatever. You know, they end up picking these loser ass black men. But in the so-called black community, you can't even back out of your driveway without running over some of these losers. Now, what provoked me to make this video was an incident that happened in my very own town, in Indianapolis. There was some guy, some idiot, set his girlfriend's house on fire. And then he's standing on top of the roof doing some sort of silly dance. Supposedly beforehand he wrecked her car and set her house on fire. Now, some people have heard of it, some people haven't. If a black female would have done that, you best believe, you know, Tommy Sotomayor would have been all fucking, the people went crazy over it. But it shows you the emotional state of a lot of black men. And I think I've had this conversation with Philly Just. That when black men get emotional, when they get their heart broke or whatever, because I'm going to assume that this black man who did this, who was sitting on top of this burning house doing a crip walk, I'm assuming that, yeah, he probably was a loser. Probably didn't have much going for him in his life. Probably living off this female like a sponge, and this female was probably in the process of getting rid of him, you know, kicking him to the curb or whatever, letting him loose, and that's his payback. But black men will do some men in general will do some very destructive things, you know, when a female breaks their heart. Female, they'll may scratch the car up or bust the windows out or whatever. But there's also another incident in my city where a dude held a department store at gunpoint over a female. They didn't want to rob the place, but you know, that's where his female worked at, and he came there with a gun. You know, and that's the thing. So it kind of goes both ways, you know, and that's the thing. But but we have to understand, men living on females in a black community, it's a cultural phenomenon. You know, you can't overlook it. You can't say, oh, these black women, they need to choose better men, you know, when there's not much to... The black female is the backbone of the black community, and it could be by default. Now, you may say, well, it's not, you know what I mean, it's not a very good backbone. You know what I mean? It's a backbone that's in desperate need of surgery, but it's in more capable hands with black women than black men. Because a lot of black men are far gone. And let's look at the schematics. Black females are generally more successful than black men. These are facts. That's not debatable. Now you could say that's because there's been more so of this war against black men. Yeah, and I agree with you with that. Men are considered more of a threat. So yeah, we're gonna feel the wrath. But bear in mind that the black female was chained to that, was down in that slave boat, just like the black men. You know, it wasn't like there was like a comfortable part of that slave boat, you know what I mean, where there was the velvet, or we're going to put the women here in this comfortable part, we're going to put the men right here with the rats and the roaches and the hardwood and the dead wood. No. So that's the thing. So the black man and the black female both had the same evolution under colonialism. So therefore, there's no way you can sit up there and point out the dysfunction of the black female without pointing out the function of the black man. We both come from the same place, you know, and that's the thing. But when I go into the black community and I see, you know what I'm saying, the majority of these people working jobs, if they're not foreigners, you know, fast food jobs, working at gas stations, you know, even working for Medicare, and yeah, it's predominantly black females. You know, you can say, well, they're not giving black men jobs, but it's hard for people to take the black man seriously. One, when he's going to the strip club making it rain, when he sit around, smoke weed, and listen to gangster rap, it almost looks like the black man isn't even fucking trying. That's the thing. I understand white supremacy exists, and we have all these roadblocks, these obstacles and hurdles, but you know what I mean? It's almost like, you know, they're not trying, you know, they're kind of, and this goes into my comfort is the enemy of progress. Now, people will say, well, the black female, she has to resist these urges. She can't mess around with these kind of guys and things of that nature. She got to be strong. But the thing is, you know, because females are the weaker vessels. And that comes with, you know, being, because we say, oh, we want the black female to be feminine. We want the black female to be more submissive. But then you say, oh, but don't be submissive to that thug dude, that dude that been in jail. Don't be submissive to him. Be strong against him, these urges, because we all have these biological sexual urges, you know what I mean? And that's just how it is when you're sexually attracted to somebody. If I'm attracted to a thought, you know, someone with tattoos, I just am. Doesn't mean that I'm gonna break my leg to try to get with them. But for a man has to really spit game to really get a female. It's different. So taking that in consideration, you got a lot of these dudes that may be the wrong guy. But who's to say a black female won't be involved with this guy if he worked a regular job? It just so happens that he just, you know, happens to be a slewfoot, you know, a prehistoric flat-foot mud walker. But we tell him, be strong. Be strong. Don't mess with these dudes, even though these dudes are all up in the black woman's ear, hollering, showing off their ad muscles and things of that nature. We tell them that black woman, you can't mess around with these guys, you know. And then when the black female becomes too strong, then we say, oh, whoa, black woman, turn it down a notch. You're getting too masculine. You know what I mean? You're getting too stuck up. You kind of got this attitude, but she kind of gets this attitude, this shield to block off all these thugs and low-life losers that is trying to attach themselves to her. You know, she's taking her advice like, okay, I'm not going to be involved with these dudes. I'm going to put my shield up. But then we get it confused and we be like, oh, you got this attitude, black women. You got to be submissive. You got to be more feminine. And then when she is more feminine, lets her guards down. And that's when this dude, you know what I mean, he just, you know, just talking and yapping, putting his demo down, gets in there. So, you know, you can't have it both ways. You know what I mean? You got to look at things logically and practical. Just saying, oh, you got to choose a better dude and this. And I'm like, it's a temptation. There's just a whole lot of temptation out here. And you got to understand human behavior. So females are the weaker vessels. But I'm tired of hearing all these excuses from black men and all these myths and untruths. One myth is that black females don't like good dudes, you know, dudes who work jobs or whatever. If that was the case, the black community would be flooded with virgins. You know, as a matter of fact, I would be a virgin. You know, matter of fact, I was just up in, and you know what I'm saying, up in some black pussy just the other day. You know, raw dog. You know, so, and I admit I'm a geek. And that's the thing about the black man. You know, one of the two things the black men use as insults is you're a broke ass nigger and you don't get no pussy. And that's the thing. So we say, oh, the black female, she makes bad choices, and then you turn around and you insult the black man, you insult his manhood by saying, oh, you can't get no pussy. So you see how both these things don't coincide? It doesn't make any sense. Now, for black men that are trying to talk about white supremacy and nation building, and when you literally live up under, see, I can understand there's certain circumstances. You know, but if you live up under a female, if you don't have a job, you know, you want to spend, you know what I'm saying, your days on, you want to spend all this time on social media, you know, playing video games, bringing your boys in your house, smoking blunts and things of that nature, I'm not going to take you seriously. It's like you got a black dude on YouTube, you know, criticizing the Million Man March. And I'm not saying that it's above criticism, but this dude has warrants for his arrest, and he lives with a female. And that's the thing, if some of these black females kick these men out, they have no plan B. They will be assed out with their dick out. That's why that one guy went and burnt that female's house down. You think if that man, if he had a job and some other place to go, or if he didn't live with her, he wouldn't have done that? That's the thing. A lot of these black men have become lazy. You know, and you have to look at how it looks. What picture are we painting for the outside world looking at us? You know, because the thing is with the white man, and I'm not defending the white man, but you know, he rarely has time for excuses. You know, are playing pass the buck. That's what's going on in the black community. A bunch of pass the buck. Oh, it's the black female's fault, and things of that nature. So therefore, and I do feel that, you know, a lot of black men are, you know what I mean, they're comfortable in their situation. They don't have to work. They can live with this female, get pussy. When she's at work, they're going off screwing somebody else. It's just how it's just how they like to play the game. You know what I mean? It's paradise for a lot of these lethargic, crustacean type black men. I remember I was doing laundry over this black woman's house. You know, a black female friend of mine. I was just doing, you know, we didn't have any sort of relationship. She had washer and dryer, a nice one, and I wanted to do laundry over there. But she had a dude living with her. And, you know, and this dude, of course, he didn't like the fact that I was there. But she said, oh, this is my friend. He's going to just do his laundry. Because I messed up his plans. Because she went off to work. I'm there doing laundry. And then there's some other female creeping around the house. She's like in the window or whatever, and it seemed like he went to tell her, and it's like, hey, you gotta come back because she's here, because he's probably afraid that I'm gonna see what's going on and then snitch to my friend, which, you know, I wouldn't do that, you know what I mean, even though, you know what I mean, I have a low opinion about this guy. I'm just not gonna just run my mouth like that. But a lot of these black females do have to understand. And some of them probably don't care. They probably know that they want a man so bad that they're willing to put up with this nonsense. And we can't say that it's a small, minute group of men, of black men. No, they're all over the place. And then going back into this myth that, oh, good black men can't get black women. Now, they may not get the black woman that they want, or every black woman they come across, But I never came across a blue-collar black man who has a job who can't get a female. If I was ever hanging out with my chums and some dude said, oh, I got this good job, I'm making 50K a year or whatever, but black women just don't like me or whatever, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, I got me a nice house or whatever, I'm like, sure, there's a lot of crocodile tears. But no, for the most part, most of these guys, they get married. It's just that in the black community, when you have some of these females with low self-esteem and whose, let's say, snatch is an all-night diner, yes, because one female can produce multiple kids by multiple men, and you know what I mean, and that's where the problem lies. But knowing these black men, knowing these silver-tongued devils, and how these black men spend all day just macking and macking, going out there or whatever, and you know what I mean, making sure they got the latest pair of Jordans, the stuff they, I'm like, these black men will cut other black men's throat, cock block. Now I remember one time I was walking to this female was just walking down the street, and I was just talking to her, and I said, you know what I mean, it's dangerous walking here at night, where do you live at? And it's like, well, I live in these apartments over there, and I said, oh, you know, let me walk you to your apartment, it's kind of dangerous, you're a nice looking female. And then some dudes rolled up, you know what I mean, bumping at the loud music, whatever, rolled up, start macking to the female and saying this and that, and she got in the car with him. I'm not mad at the female, this dude had game, you know what I mean, or whatever, he had a car. At the time I had a car, but I just happened just to be walking. But you know what I mean, she got with the better option. You know, that's the thing. But the point of me saying that is that black men, you know what I mean, like they holler constantly. They holler, they stare at women. So then when these men talk about, oh, the kid's not mine, or oh, these black females are kidnapping the penis or whatever, I'm not gonna feel sorry for you. No. I make, you know what I'm saying, as I said, I calculate my conclusions by my own observations of what I see, not because of some random stories on social media, you know, because everybody's trying to put these stories up of black women doing this, but these same people ignore the story of that fucking idiot, that clown that burnt his female's house down while dancing on it, you know. Now you can sit up there and chalk it up and say, well, these black men were raised by single mothers or whatever. But the black man has to, if you are not a human, then you're a beast. If you're not going to be responsible for your own actions and have a 16-ounce brain that can just think and process information, then you're a beast. Then therefore you should be put to sleep. You know, that's the thing. And I came across a young brother just the other day, at maybe 21, 22. And he was hauling He was hauling some garbage out of somebody's garage, and I was talking to him about hauling some junk out of my garage or whatever. And then we started talking or whatever, and I asked him what his fee is, and we just had these random conversations. And he said that him growing up without a father means he just had to step his game up. That's it. You know, he was a smart dude, you know, and working for himself, hauling garbage. He may not have been licensed by the city to haul this junk around, you know what I'm saying, clearing out, you know what I'm saying, rummage or whatever. But that's a good philosophy. You know what I mean? My father wasn't there. That just means that I had to step my game up. That's it. And there's probably a lot of young black men that have this philosophy or whatever. But that's all I want to say. Thanks for watching. Never stop learning.